And as we speak now, people have started getting the money. In the whole district, as of yesterday, 53% of the money had been dispersed.
Some of the beneficiaries who received the money into their personal accounts could not hide their joy after receiving SMS alerting them of the confirmation of the money deposited on the account.
Dia kuma cash
Centenary. Dia Oliera. RXN of 1 million account.
Of 1 million shillings on your account, you want
RXN 1 million of 1 million shilling on your ACXX that the
However, some of the beneficiaries still have a number of unanswered questions in as far as PDM implementation is concerned. The beneficiaries are now requesting for clear guidelines to be issued for others to be interested in benefiting from this fund.
Wa forms esha berungo manano ko ko roberu selenge mokeli fapish bobe kagamba dano esha gimoku ikinde mo betemo tishmo esha giberu kawasho gipeku seti mania no magimani program enke ko shamako ubeku seti selenge lifabish ma waketo jimoke ende ubiru ongo program en
president be wasu to million a chela cher ani parish para angeonia Nanguma kujulaji chak nya nok uwash nga chen million a chen kanga cha chulungo ke ngama bishi banjo sende cha pera ngo one executive ngwa neno capacity cha pe rewa million a chen ende ungene ya koda ka banj ubikonywa ka banjo tano cha gimoku.
Still have troubles in the village. People who have passed, they don't even want to see others. They started garring people. So as me I'm talking, they elect me as a soup co. The soup co in the office, so we always go there supervise around what is happening in the office. So when we reach there, the only talk the people talk about is they are going to ban our office because it's like we are the only people from Seven knows only us in our district. I mean, our sub-county. That is my question. What shall we do?
So the problem we are facing Kenya, program any pinusa parari miku bueno, gibe mitwi paida. Donc kiku magwarom ku beneficiaries mwa doku wate. Nwangu sente pe magwating sente mwa miku mwa wati ku mi transport te paida odwa kwanyo izombo entek matika nwangu.
The State Minister Kuyoshin was quick to guide the beneficiaries and urge them to always use their technical officers and further calls upon them to request for money that should be able to change their lives.
Ketingo kawa eka shele eni ni atish mitere kupite kudango megisheke terungo million na shele teru tak moko matitungo do million masha mibel worusha itingu dakario iketu eka adi wake poi yenda ka shele ilworo do nganyo ya ngoma pese na shele re kubanshenge umakitim pin madit makelu aloka ikuo peri. Mindset change. I think this is the real mindset change. 100,000 cannot get you out of poverty. It cannot. Kega million a share kana kaiti you inikendi gambaku peringeti gambudingeti ukeyap eka esha ango maziloru ya.
Julius Kapwepe, Technical Advisor for Parish Development Modu from the Secretariat, Ministry of Local Government, while addressing the beneficiaries, says Parish Development Modu is not only about the money the beneficiaries are receiving, but it is about how service delivery can reach the people at the parish level.
The parish development model is for every Ugandan. It is only the parish revolving fund, the small seed money, that is for people that are in subsistence economy. Parish development model includes roads in your community, bridges, schools, and several other things. But the parish revolving fund, the seed money, is only for those people that are subsisting.
It should be noted that the President of the Republic of Uganda, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, is expected in Western Sub-region on 29th to 30th this month to find out how the implementation of parish development model is moving on. Will his findings make West Nile a role model in as far as fighting poverty is concerned? It is a question that leaves to be answered after his visit. Reporting for West Nile Television, Nile Cast, I am Dennis Oringi.
And more in our stories for the evening. Irene Mwanguzi, the Enterprise Development Specialist, Parish Development Model Secretariat, on Thursday represented the National Coordinator for Parish Development Model launching the Parish Revolving Fund to target beneficiaries of different parishes in Maracha District. Irene urges the people of Maracha to make good use of the Parish Development Model to move away from subsistence economy to money economy. Maracha District has 91 parishes with over 221,000 beneficiaries prepared to benefit from the program. Let's have more on that story.
Maracha District is in full support of all government programs, including Parish Development Model. As a result of Parish Development Model, Maracha District was able to hire or recruit 67 parish chiefs. As I speak now, all the parishes have parish chiefs. We have 91 parishes. And for us, to ensure that the communities embrace this program, we deliberately organize trainers of trainers so that the communities are well prepared this program. We trained our technical staff, we targeted the parish chiefs, we targeted the extension workers, the community development officers. They prepare the communities in terms of the right enterprises for this setting, for this district, group dynamics, and also PDM guidelines. So that when they go out there, they send the same message to the communities so that they're well prepared. The majority of our communities have taken tomatoes, onions, poultry, and piggery as their enterprises. Last financial year, there are 15 PDM circles that missed out. Of course, we disbursed 7,106,112 to each of the PDM circles last financial year. 15 out of the 91 PDM circles, 78 managed to get that money. 15 circles did not receive. A challenge because at the time of payment, Minister of Finance did not select those 15 circles for payment. The money had to go back to the treasury, despite reminders. And that's the challenge. If you go right now on the ground, you will be hit by this challenge. This very financial year, each PDM circle credited with 25 million each. Yes, thank you so much. But 3 PDM circles did not receive. That is a very simple thing because there was a mismatch between the account number in the bank and also in the system, which we rectified. We are expecting the Minister of Finance to do the needful.
We are fully committed to ensuring we do trainings to all these circles. It's one of the products that we have as a bank.
Several programs have come, have gone, but we have limited success stories to tell because of, some challenges here and there and human weakness. This time around, we should ensure that this particular program succeeds. And I'm very sure it will succeed because of the way it is designed.
With us through this parish development model to make sure that the impact of the beneficiaries is faster, and then we pull through this vision of transforming our communities from predominantly subsistence to higher income communities. We thank you so much and we wish you all the best as you start the journey for using the revolving funds. The challenge of some circles not receiving the funds, but to assure you from the Secretariat and from the coordinating, the pillar manager of financial inclusion, they are going to send that money, so there's no reason for anyone to worry. All the parishes are going to receive a similar amount that has been promised from government. Yes, she has received.
Those who send around.
So you're called Jessica? Your name is Jessica?
Jessica.
So can the RDC read this message? Just for us to prove that.
Jessica. Esu sande alfuturusu engazu diepsu bangya pide mapala. Jessica has received 400,000 of the revolving fund from DFC Bank.
Wow, so you see we are not telling lies. PDM has already started giving out loans or to the
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Miss Uganda 2023 finale. The wait is over. 470 contestants, 21 finalists, one big stage. Who will be the next beauty queen? The battle for the crown is on. This is the most beautiful showdown, the most unpredictable competition. Miss Uganda 2023 Grand Finale on March 18th, live on Makula TV at 8 p.m. only on Star Times. Miss Uganda 2023, beauty beyond looks.
And more in our stories for the evening. Uncertainty and tension is growing over the parish development model among the beneficiaries of Arua City. The parish development model is a government program geared to elevating and empowering the poor citizens at the parish level. At Arua City, many of the beneficiaries are now living in dilemma since there is no communication over the progress of the program. Joseph Chirua reports more.
Uncertainties and tension is growing over the parish development model among the beneficiaries in Arua City. The parish development model is a government program geared to elevating and empowering financially the poor citizens at parish level. In Arua City, many of the beneficiaries are now living in dilemma since there are no communications over the progress of parish development model.
Send as in area mukala government bursi Paris model ba muane bat mazak ariri ba yokini Paris model ma sende football ba feri ba azini pini group azidi sukira group azidi suki ko mateke yere dini Temini muria grupu tas ban yo isukisendera da isukisendera da ki ziria afasi da len tanga kiri voko
amabaru da mesu amano rodiko ba yo de leriji amane eyini nazu sa weriasi afani politics me yo ni cha that at the right time eyini muzu amavore eyele amama fiki amuti de pimalia.
The programs here on the city are always on Ras Way. When they are seeing that there's a pressure coming, then now they start looking for these people one by one.
Osinio Rashid, Bazaar Ward male councillor to the Central Division, pronounces that many times the applicants are called for meetings that result futile, while some of the members believe that there were plans to swindle the money, as there are unclear communications by the leaders always.
PDM in the Bazaar Ward is completely not performing well, just because the beneficiaries of Bazaar Ward have been called for meeting for several times in the city hall, and the focal point people have not been turning up. And the last time when they have been called for the meetings, when they reached that the focal point person didn't come, the person in charge of the meeting, the minute taker, only decided to give the beneficiaries attendance list to sign without a meeting. And some of the beneficiaries refused to sign the attendance list, and others signed. And that thing alone showed to us that the PDM completely in the Bazaar Ward is really not performing well. Not only the PDM, but most projects in the Bazaar Ward have not been performed. People have been thinking that Bazaar being in the center of town, people do not sleep around there. It's not been a residential area. They've been thinking that people are not being catered for in Bazaar Ward. This has been the practice. But for this PDM, I see it's not moving completely.
Why don't they inform us that there is money on the account? They have not informed us about the money. They told us it is 17 million. Now out of 17 million, we said, if it is 17 million, what about the second phase?
Many groups raised concerns over the speed of processing.
The
resident city commissioner for Arua City, Alice Akelo, the city council has not disbursed any money.
Arua City has not disbursed money to the enterprises, though 529 enterprises were formed. Monies came and were given to 33 wards out of 54. 21 have not got money. Well,
and disbursement of the funds to many, the city leadership is puzzled with communications about the coming of the president as a way to present success in the implementation of the project in Arua City.
Me as chairman, I received 11 files registered in Bazaar in one single day. That one was on 11th of June 2021. We were called for a meeting. The day we were called was the day these people registered their associations, because it was like an order, a command from a city production officer and the Central Division production officer on condition that if on that day people of Bazaar did not register their circles and open their accounts, the PDM money will go back to Kampala.
This development model came with a number of challenges of unclear guidelines and political interference.
The city has had challenges of also understaffing apart from the political interferences. We don't have enough staff, and it has really been not easy.
Model. Joseph Jura reporting for West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
And more in our stories for the evening. Arua district leaders are appealing to the parents of pupils in government primary schools to support their children's education in terms of feeding programs and provision of scholastic materials. This was stated at Ringili Primary School in Arua district during the handover of scholastic materials to 24 students between the classes of primary 1 and primary 4. Let's have more on that story. Our district leaders are appealing to the parents of pupils in government-aided schools to support their children's education in terms of consistent feeding programs and the provision of scholastic materials. This was stated at Iringiri Primary School, Ara district, during the handover of scholastic materials to 24 students between the classes of Primary 1 to Primary 4.
I'm encouraging parents really to support their children. Many of our learners are suffering because like a child is not having a book in the class, no pen for writing, and when you ask this child, he will say, my parent has failed to buy for me and I'm still looking for some money to buy, and surely others struggle to buy, and when they now start taking responsibility of themselves, they can easily lose interest in education. So parents will really work hard and support their children so that they have interest in learning. The feeding program in the school is still going on, but a few parents are paying for it. In fact, we just want any child who is ready, a parent who is able to afford for the feeding, they are welcome. But we have given priority for the classes that come for afternoon lessons, P3 to P7.
Our greatest challenge of primary education is the poor attitude of parents in providing for the education of their children. Many kids are ready to come to school, but the parents, either because they have decided to say they're poor, they don't even buy a book. You'll find many kids in primary 1 up to 3, but they don't have writing materials. They don't have uniform. Even the 1,000, 2,000 shillings the school asks for development, cannot pay it. And they believe that because this is a universal primary education, children are just born and given to the government to take care of, which is not the case. So this project is coming to teach us parents a lesson that, one, we must be responsible for our children. Then two, as a government has to put facilities like classrooms. Government has to do, particularly for Lemara, there is a need to connect that village to this school because there's no bridge. When the place is flooded, children cannot cross. The head teacher was telling us during rain season, children cannot go back home for lunch. They cannot even come to school. Some used to navigate through Cindy Primary up to Kuluva to reach here, yet the shortcut could be easy. So I think the government needs to improve on infrastructure and also to increase the capitation grant that they're giving per child, because the capitation grant helps in procurement of teaching learning materials. It also helps in other improvement on the compound here, the classroom and so on. So I think as a rural district local government, we are really grateful for the support the Romanian government is giving us, and we want to see the impact of this intervention.
The Arua District LC5 Chairman, Honorable Alfredo Konzi, is appealing to the parents to work hard and save resources to support their children's education.
I appeal to the parents to work harder, parents of these children to work harder and save the resources that they would have spent in school for future use of these children. Right now, they are not paying the PTA fund, they are not even buying scholastic materials. Part of the food is coming from there. So I appeal to them to work harder and save resources for future use. What I know is that sometimes when support is coming to our people like this, they tend to relax. They don't go to the garden to work harder, which is very, very bad. They have to work harder and save the resources to pay the school fees once the children are in secondary school. I know these children are going to pass, but this is very good time for them to save. I'm also appealing to the donors. Please stop giving food to my people here, because you give them food when they have land. Rather give them seeds. Give them seeds so that they go and raise nursery beds. They grow these crops in order to make money. That is the way to go. You better give my people hooks to go and fish. You teach them how to fish than giving them ready-made fish, because when you will not be there, the fish will not be there anymore. So teach them how to fish so that later on they can use the hooks for fishing.
Only 17% of the government-aided school parents in the West Nile region support their children's education through feeding programs and basic scholastic materials. The sensitization of parents in their role towards the education of their children through learning support at home and in school is urgently necessary. Reporting for West Nile Television, Okumuringa Christine, Nile Cast. And to end our Nile Cast for the evening, to ensure adequate supply of water to Gulu City by the National Water and Sewage Corporation, the Ministry of Water and Environment together with the IUCN is working the former sand miner and quarry operative along Otino catchment area to restore the degraded green belt of the swamp, the major source of water to the National Water and Sewage Corporation dam that will supply Gulu City with clean water. Stephen Okello from Gulu reports more.
During the war in northern Uganda, the urban refugees who settled in Gulu municipality have not been benefiting from the relief services like their counterparts in the internally displaced people camp. So, wetland became their major source of livelihood, and this has majorly contributed to massive degradation of swampy areas within the current Gulu city. And the most affected area was Oitino water catchment area.
And because of so many activities, we had been having problems of water sinking into the seed or into the soil and not reaching the dam. And that is what always causes us problems during dry season, where you find that the water pumped by National Water and Sewage Corporation become inadequate and cannot supply people adequately in Gulu City.
According to Ben Alfred Onen, before the insurgency, his parent was a peasant at Oitino water catchment area. The influx of urban refugees changed the economic activities of the area to quarry work and sand mining.
Our parents and grandparents who were peasant farmers and dig a lot of crops. It came to the time around the 1980s whereby we experienced a lot of war and many people came around here and people started working on the land, but they also engaged themselves in quarry works and mining along the rivers, and even cutting down trees, because here along the rivers there were big trees.
To have a sustainable utilization of natural resources for inclusive and resilient economic growth, the International Union for Conservation of Nature have been supporting the local community along Oitino water catchment with smart climate farming and livelihood to deter them from depending on wetland as the major source of income.
Yes, by this year now that we got some money, like I got 300,000 to work in my land, growing vegetable. We are in the group of growing onions and bilinyanya. Yeah. So I'll dig that same land to transplant it from there and plant it here.
Gertrude Ogwok, the program assistant for International Union for Conservation of Nature, says the project has restored about 40 acres of land around Oitino water catchment area to enable adequate water supply to 219,800 people currently living in Gulu City.
But through the Community Environment Conservation Fund, which is a revolving fund, we've been able to convince and dialogue with the community to pull away. So they have demarcated 30 meters above from the highest watermark point upstream on both sides of this Oitino wetland, and it stretches from the point where we are standing, it stretches 15 kilometers upstream.
Jane Francis Okiri, Gulu City RCC, has warned the local who have benefited from this project that whoever comes back to destroy wetland again will face the long arm of the law.
Telling them to leave this place, at least they are going with something, and whatever they have gone with, I pray that the community uses it to develop themselves. Let's multiply what we have gotten. Don't misuse what you've got so that you come back. There is going to be no coming back. This time you have gone in peace. Next time you come, it will not be business as usual, because this is life. Water is life.
As Uganda celebrates the National Water and Environmental Week, leaders in Gulu City urge neighbors to stop issuing land title to those who are building on the wet land within the city. Stephen Okelo, reporting for West Nile TV in Gulu City.
And with that story, viewer, we have come to the end of the Nile Cast on West Nile Television. Thank you for being with us from the beginning.
Finale on March 18th, live on Makula TV at 8 p.m. only on Star Times. Miss Uganda 2020.